Have you ever seen a time machine in real life? If not, you could soon get the chance. Just turn on the TV on May 6th. You will be transported at least 3 centuries back. You will see a king ride a golden chariot. You will see him wear looted crown jewels. You will see loyal ministers line up inside a huge church. Basically, a whole lot of entitlement. Disclosure time, time machines do not exist. What I just described could be the coronation of King Charles. It's scheduled for May 6th. Now, if you're wondering how coronations are still a thing, you're not alone. Around 51% of Britons feel the same. They say the UK government should not be funding the coronation. The question is, what is the estimated bill? And turns out there isn't one. The UK government has not revealed what the coronation will cost. Talk about insult to injury. First, you make citizens pay for a 17th century ritual. Then you don't even tell them how much it costs. And the timing could not have been worse. UK's inflation is at 10%. It is the highest in Western Europe and G7. People are struggling to pay their food and power bills. And what does the government do? Splurge on the king. I know the new currency has his face on it, but it doesn't make it any better. While the government has been silent, some independent estimates have emerged. King Charles's coronation could cost anywhere between $60 million to $120 million, and that is taxpayers' money. Money that could have been used to build schools, to hire more teachers or doctors, basically anything but putting a 74-year-old man on a throne. But that's the Great Britain for you. Now, I know a lot of people will say it's Britain's money. They can spend it any way they want, which is true. But maybe ask your own people as well. By all accounts, the coronation will be deeply unpopular. Some of the biggest British stars have refused to perform at the event. Harry Styles said no. Elton John said no. So did Adele, Spice Girls, and Robbie Williams. And frankly, it makes sense, perfect sense.
God save the King!
Why would you want to associate with an institution that pioneered slavery and colonialism? And that too in 2023. This brings us to the international reaction to the coronation. A lot of world leaders have accepted the invite. Joe Biden, for one, has been invited. India's President Draupadi Murmu has also been invited. So has Pope Francis. And many of them will attend the ceremony on the 6th of May. But that's not because they love the monarchy. It's basic diplomatic courtesy. But for a moment, think of all those former British colonies, all those communities enslaved, looted and massacred in the Crown's name. King Charles is the new face of that institution. And I'm not saying he's an evil person or he was directly involved, but the optics are undeniably cruel. And speaking of optics, another painfully awkward scene awaits us on the 6th of May. Britain's new monarch meeting his Indian origin First Minister. You guessed it right, Rishi Sunak. Now, some people will call it an example of Britain's inclusiveness. But let's be frank here. As the kids say nowadays, it will be cringe-worthy. The last coronation in Britain was around 70 years ago. Different monarch, different times. Today, we live in the era of political correctness. So why hasn't anyone cancelled the monarchy yet? Think about it on the 6th of May. As you watch King Charles ride a gilded chariot, paid for by taxpayers. As he walks out in fine clothes, paid for by taxpayers. And as he puts on the crown jewels, probably looted from a colony. I guess the British anthem makes sense now. Only God can save the king.